What is a coaching session like? Hi, I'm Annie. I'm an ADHD leadership and life coach, and I work with neurodivergent professionals here in Australia. It's very common for my clients to have a lot of anxiety, and especially if they are autistic, if they don't know how a session is meant to go or is going to go, then that anxiety can increase. So the first session that I run with my clients, I call a workplace success strategy session. We are learning a little bit about each other. We're understanding the background, the context, and also what your goals are. And after the session, I prepare a strategy that I send to my clients as a PDF. So a general coaching session will start with me asking a question like, what would you like to be coached on today? So what's the topic that you want to bring to this session? And then I will ask a question like, what would you like to leave this session with? What's the outcome that you would like to have relating to that topic? And a follow-up question might be, how would we measure that we've got there today in this session? That helps me to know what sort of questions am I going to be asking? What direction do I think is going to be the best way for you to get to your outcome? Because my goal is really just to get you to where you want to go. So if you are looking for one email inbox strategy, or if you are looking for 3 scripts to use with a coworker, or you're looking for a visual workflow of a process that you're trying to come up with, those are all very different sessions. So those are the sort of questions that I would ask, just to make sure that you get what you need and what you want out of that session. In the workplace success sessions that I run, they can go a number of different ways. A lot of the times my clients have never spoken to someone who actually understands their experience from lived experience. And so for them, it might be really validating to talk about their experience and what's led up to their diagnosis, what's led up to them inquiring about coaching. And so I want to give them space so that they can feel that support. Sometimes my clients, and this is definitely the ADHD clients, they'll come in and they'll be like, okay, so I need to achieve and I've got this list of 10 things and this is what I want to talk about. And they're very determined and they know what they want to talk about. And so that's what the session will be like. Sometimes my clients have one burning challenge that they just really need to get some help with right now. And so we will use that workplace success session as an individual coaching session where we're focused on one topic. And sometimes my clients don't know what they are hoping to get out of that first session, and so we'll just figure things out together as we go. It might be a lot more conversational. They might have a lot of questions for me about how I coach and what I'm hearing. But ultimately, the goal is that at the end of any coaching session, that my clients walk away with one experiment, one small action, one little change that they might be able to implement in the next week or so that's going to help them move them closer to what they feel their personal best is and what their goals are that they're trying to achieve. And at the end of every session, I'll ask a question like, what did you take away from today's session? So a little bit of self-reflection in the moment. Because ultimately that's what coaching is. It's about building self-awareness. It's about building self-reflection capacity and skills. Now, inside the session, the types of questions that I ask, I am totally just going with the flow and I am seeing what my clients say and what energy shifts I might notice. So often my clients will say something about their goals and suddenly they'll just like slump down. And so there's something in there. The body is saying something that they might not have a full awareness in their mind yet. My clients will often start talking in metaphors. So they might say something like, oh, I see a ping pong machine and it's only got white balls in it. Now, I might not have any idea what that means. And so we'll do some inquiry on, what's the meaning of the ping pong machine and what would be different if there were colored balls in the machine, for example. And sometimes my clients might shut down inside a session. I might ask them a question that they don't have the answer to immediately, and they might panic and they might start disassociating because they're used to being highly masked, they're used to having all of the answers. They've always been praised on their intelligence and their outputs. And suddenly, when someone asks them a question that requires them to self reflect and have an answer that they've never even asked themselves before, then panic can set in. And so we might just do a little bit of inquiry about what just happened in that moment, and what does that mean that we might want to bring our awareness to. The reality for me as a coach is I never know how a session is going to go. I never know what questions are going to be asked, and I am just there to support my clients in their processing. So whatever words they say out loud, or whatever bodily signals they might subconsciously be giving, I'll bring awareness to that and we'll just do some inquiry around it. But ultimately, there's a topic that my clients bring. We're looking for an outcome that's going to make talking about that topic relevant and successful. And then we walk away with one little experiment that feels achievable. So we make it as small and achievable as possible so that they can start to celebrate and feel success and create the sensation of movement and dopamine and flow.